Hey everybody, welcome once again to 8 Points Muay Thai and Fitness in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm Zeus King. This is Kru Chris Clodfelter. Today we're going to touch on the journey that Chris has had into Muay Thai. I've loved everything about it that I've gone through my life, but as a fighter, as a gym owner, as a trainer, we're going to learn a little bit more about Chris's experience through Muay Thai. How did you first get involved with Muay Thai?
Well, my first taste of Muay Thai or kickboxing was when I was right about 15, 16 years old. I started martial arts when I was 9 years old. I started in an American style of karate, and I just really enjoyed the competition aspect. I was never good at the forms or the katas or anything like that. I always excelled in the competition, and I actually started getting pretty good at it, and a little better than I thought I was, and I was actually looking for something more. I felt like that what I was doing was not realistic, because you couldn't kick below the waist, you couldn't there were certain things you couldn't do, and you couldn't knee, you couldn't elbow. I just felt like there was more to it as far as the competitive angle, and I just didn't feel confident fighting boxers or fighting other guys outside of my karate system. So I heard about a gym that was about 10 miles away, maybe 15 miles away, and I didn't even know it existed, and they did a bunch of different martial arts. They did karate, kickboxing, sport jiu-jitsu. So it was they had a lot of different things going on there, and so I actually talked to the instructor and told him, I was like, well, I'm a black belt, so I'm good to go. So naturally, I'm sure that made him laugh. So he invited me to the sparring class, and they were taking fighters to Virginia, competing in full contact fights and competing with the leg kicks and the knees and everything. And so it was a complete system. It was my first taste of kickboxing, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna show these guys what I got. And it didn't really work out my way. I knocked a couple guys down with side kicks, and then they just opened the can on me. I got leg kicked, I got swept, I got taken down, I got kneed, I got clinched. I got beat pretty bad, and it was a very humbling experience. And on the ride home to my house, I remember being all beat up and bruised and thinking to myself, yeah, man, I got to do this. I have to learn this style, and I want to be the one smashing these guys. I don't want to be the one getting smashed. So from then on, I totally changed gears. I stopped doing karate. I started training in kickboxing and Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu, and really putting my focus that way, and hadn't looked back, man, ever since.
And this was kind of like in the early 90s?
This right here was 94, 95, and they had actually they had guys fighting. They had a couple guys that were training there that were fighting, old school pancrase in Japan when nobody was hearing about it. They had one of the guys from the sport jiu-jitsu guys fought Genki Sudo back in the day in 90. I can't remember, it was 94 or something like that. But so it was very eye-opening to come in there with guys who could kick me, who could when we did jiu-jitsu, who could submit me. I didn't even know what jiu-jitsu was. It was just very eye-opening for me to get beat up like that, and that was the first time I heard of Muay Thai. Even though it wasn't necessarily a Muay Thai gym, they had guys that competed kickboxing, competed Muay Thai. So it was my first taste about, like, man, this leg kick hurts, and I love it. I wanna learn how to do that. So it was very eye-opening experience.
All right, cool. So when you kind of look back at all this, who were some of the trainers and coaches who meant a lot to you, and what did they bring and add to you?
Probably I would say the two biggest coaches that's had the best influence on my life is, of course, that first coach, Mickey Heath. He really, he was the head guy at the gym, and he was the one that transformed my thinking that I need to be you know, I need to be thinking about other stuff than karate. You know, he took me in. They definitely beat on me, but afterwards, after breaking me down, they built me back up, and that was really my first. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it hadn't been for you know, that first gym, that first school, just beating on me, and Mickey Heath putting his time into me. And then another coach that I think I've got a chance to train with a lot of people all across the country. Got to train in Thailand. I got blessed with a lot of different opportunities, but I think one of the top coaches that really meant a lot to me was Aaron Fisher. He, you know, you've heard me talk about him a lot of times. He is a great friend of mine, and really, you know, knew how to bring the best out in me, and I really, you know, I can't be thankful enough for, you know, his time that he put into me, and we worked together for, you know, a couple years, and just really, he just brought the best. And I was with Aaron already. I'd already fought professionally. I was already a professional Muay Thai fighter, and already a professional MMA fighter. Had, you know, plenty of fights when me and Aaron got together. And Aaron took me even further than I thought I could go through my other coaches that took me in the past. But Aaron really, like I said, he meant a lot to me. He really, you know, helped me out and took me to that next level. He had lived in Thailand for, you know, a couple of years, and he had fought a lot of times in Thailand. So he had that experience of actually living there, not just visiting, actually living there and fighting, you know, as a member of one of the gyms there. So he had a lot of experience that I could gain as a student. He taught me more than just as a fighter. He taught me a lot about how to coach, because when I really started coaching full-time after I retired, you know, I kind of retired after that Madison Square Garden fight. I was, you know, I fought Brett, and I just really felt like it was kind of my time. It was my 40th fight. I felt like my time was going down. And Aaron's the one that sat down with me, and he told me, he's like, hey, you know, you can still make an impact in the sport even though your time to fight is kind of dwindling. And he kind of, you know, had a come to Jesus speech with me, and because as a fighter you never want to give it up, but Aaron could realize that I was kind of at the end, and was encouraging me to focus a lot more on the coaching. And he taught me a lot about coaching, and a lot about you know, how to bring the best out in people. And so like I said, man, he's probably the other one that's in my fighting career that's meant a lot. And I've had a chance to train with a lot of guys, a lot of big names, a lot of guys that are you know, maybe not big name, but just good you know, they were good Muay Thai. But I've had a chance to work with a lot of different coaches, but I still think out of all the coaches I've had a chance to work with, Aaron is the one who you know, just meant the most to me, and really could, you know, taught me a lot of things more than just me being a fighter for him, just also how to coach and how to bring the best. So, and for the last 2 years, man, I've just coached full time and really focused on coaching. And you know, we have, you know, 2 WKA champions, we have many MMA champions, and you know, I've really changed into that full-time coach, man. And it's my passion now. Where fighting used to be my passion, now coaching and bringing up the next generation and teaching Muay Thai is, of course, my passion now. So.
And it definitely shows. I mean, you care. I mean, I tell people all the time, this is a positive gym. You don't come here to get berated. You don't come here to get yelled at. You don't come here to get taught a lesson in anything. You come to learn, to grow, and to see if you like this, because Muay Thai is not for everybody. We had people at one class and you never see them again, because it's just you know, it's very physical, it's very demanding, and there is a, you know, an aggressive side to it, and it's just not, it's not for everybody. So if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about some of the training actually in Thailand.
Sure. I had a great opportunity, and well, I actually also talking to Aaron, he had recommended a couple different gyms in Thailand when I was going to Thailand, because me and my wife were heading to Thailand. So it was actually, after we got married, it was on our honeymoon. So that's the perfect wife right there, who said, "Hey,
take your fighter.
We're gonna go to Thailand. I don't want to go to the Bahamas. We'll go to Thailand for that." So we were in Thailand for maybe 3-4 weeks, you know, and right at about 3 weeks, and it was a great opportunity to get to see how they train over there, and get to, you know, you know, see the different cultures. But Aaron had recommended Sinbi Muay Thai, and there's a lot of gyms in Thailand, a lot of great gyms in Thailand, but the one that I really felt, I got to train at a couple while I was out there, but the one I trained at the most was Sinbi Muay Thai. It was, you know, just a great experience. They really know how to work with a lot of different people. They were able to, I was able to get a great workout of being a professional fighter, coming off, you know, probably coming off my biggest fight. I was able to go to Thailand. I was still in shape from that fight, so I was able to work with the fighters and the trainers, and they were able to push me. But then also my wife, who doesn't fight at all, she was able to get a great workout, and she was able to have a trainer who met her needs and was able to work her out as well. And there was no discrimination versus like, hey man, we're going to take care of the fighters and these average people we don't care about. It truly was a gym for everybody, but it also wasn't necessarily a tourist gym. There's some gyms in Thailand that's what they are. They're tourist attractions, and you know, you go there to have a trainer just go through the motions and make you feel good. I wanted, you know, to improve my clinching, and especially my clinching. I wanted to, because Thailand is the best clinching out there, but I wanted to improve my clinching, and I got to work, you know, 6 hours a day, man, on my clinching, and really improve that aspect of my game while I was out there. And my wife got to work on, you know, some parts of her game. But the cool thing about Thailand is all you do is train. It was where we were staying at. It was a tropical kind of place. So we wake up in the morning, start running at 7. We train till 10 o'clock. You know, smash the pads, smash the bag, and then we'd have the whole day free until training that night. You know, at 3 or 4. And so, you know, we'd hang out at the beach, man, go see the sites that were local, and then come back and, you know, just smash it. And it was actually near where my coach Aaron had lived, so he was able to give me kind of an insight, like, hey, you need to go check this out, you need to check these night markets out. I didn't go so much as a tourist. You know, I'd already had somebody who lived over there, so he was able to give me some great advice on what to see, what to do, you know, versus like going over there and doing the typical touristy kind of thing. Right. So it was really cool, man. The training is just on another level, man. That's all you do 24/7, and you know,
well, it's kind of vocational at the same time. I mean, so many people that are in Muay Thai in Thailand have been involved since what, age 5, 6 years old. Yeah, and it's so awesome to see these kids running. It's, you know, every Thai camp's got, you know, their group of kids that fight for them, and Sinbi just had, you know, these 5 or 6 kids that were just could school any of the adults that were there from other gyms. You know, so it was, it was really good. They're pretty well mannered and oh yeah. The whole country is courteous. The Thai culture is a very humble culture. It's very everybody is very polite. It's all smiles, man. You know, so it is definitely a place you should go. Even if you're not involved in Muay Thai, you should definitely go check it out. You know, but you know, we like to take, ever since then, I like to, you know, try to, you know, take yearly or every other year trips to Thailand, because what it does is, you know, it's different when you train right from the source. Training here in the States is amazing, but you know, if you can, it's very hard running a gym. I can't go over there for 6 months. You know, I can't. I'm not a professional fighter anymore. So my fighting's not my focus. Building my gym's my focus. So I'm only able to go over for a few weeks. But still, you know, it's making those trips are necessary, I believe, to stay current, to stay on top. Things are always evolving, and the Muay Thai today is a lot more evolved than the Muay Thai was 20 years ago, in my opinion. So I feel like to stay on top, it's necessary for a good coach to make that a priority, to head over to Thailand, even if it's only for a few weeks, to head over to Thailand and really, you know, improve your technique and your training. All right, so we thank you for today, and what we're going to get into next time, we're going to continue with Muay Thai culture, and then the devastating art of the fighting form of the 8 limbs. So thank you very much. Make sure and go to 8pointsmuaythai.com. Check us out. Download the mobile app. It's small, it's free, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.